Yeah. Hello and good evening, everybody. And thanks for joining time or on time. And really means a lot that more than 25 of you here on a Sunday evening to listen to the Jivana Sikshana series of sessions from Sudhakar Sharma. And friends call me Gangu. And I unschool my kids. That means they are not interested in taking exams, any exams in their life. Until now, very clear about it. And we also use travel as a medium of education. Those of you who want to join my group, homeschooling, on travel, on health, on mantras, on yoga, and on autism spectrum, WhatsApp me on 951 It is at the bottom left corner of the screen. And this session today that we're having, it is a recurring session every Sunday 5 p.m. For people who are interested in meaningful education, which people call as homeschooling. We do not use the word homeschooling because it's very misleading. Mr. Sudhakar Sharma has coined this name called as Jivana Sikshana, an education to live a good life. So we call this as the Jivana Sikshana series of sessions. It is on every Sunday at 5 p.m. So those of you who want to join this regularly can also 8451 hand over the platform to Sri Sudhakar Sharma. Today's topic is about Upanayanam. It is a way to induce kids into Gurukula. So over to you, sir. Go ahead.
Namaste to all of you. I am very sorry and feel very sad because the present education system of Mekale is just killing, I'm deliberately using that word, is killing the different faculties of our children who otherwise could lead a better life. We are killing their instincts. Very bad, very bad. And it's not to be done by especially the parents, because they're always interested in the improvement, development, good life of children, our children. But no aspect in the Mekale system of education is helping it. So we have to think of an alternative. Better late than never. Immediately when you got this independence, we have thought about it. But for their own reasons, the politicians continue the same system of education followed by the Britishers. At least many of you have thought that it is not enough or it's not good, and you want to devise our own system. That's excellent. Now, this system of education, what I'm discussing with you, has got its roots in Vedas. When I say Vedas, it is not the scripture of Indians or Hindus or Brahmins that were meant for. It's not so. It's for all. Vedas are open for all. Vedas can be studied by anybody. Take the cue from Vedas and improve their living quality. So that is the basic thing. So whenever I say Vedas, don't just shut your mind saying that it is Hinduism or it's Indianism or Brahminism or something like that. It's open for all. That's there in the Vedas, with authority I'm telling. But many traditional and orthodox people, they are not of the same opinion. And they shut Vedas from people who want to learn it, saying that you don't belong to a higher caste, you are a woman, or you are a Shudra or something like that. That's all bunkum and bogus. I'm very clear about that. I feel very sorry for those orthodox and traditional people spreading wrong notions. Okay, let's forget about it. Now, this process of taking our children to the Gurukula, that's Acharya's residence, and requesting them to enroll our child also there so that they can be educated well. They learn the art and science of living. That's what we call it as Upanayanam. Nayana is to carry, Upa means near. We carry our children, we take our children near to the Acharya and request him to enroll them and teach them. So this is the basic thing. Then the teacher initiates them into the learning procedure, doing samskara. Samskara is teaching certain basic things, introducing them to certain basic things, so that the process of learning will be unhindered. So that we call it as Upanayana Samskaram. And immediately after that, we have got on Vedarambha Samskaram. That is the day when we begin the study of Vedas. And it goes on for several years, 5 years, 6 years, 8 years, 12 years. Of course, it depends upon the children who learn it. Depends upon their skill, what they want, what level of skill they want, etc., etc. There are so many parameters there. And one thing is certain, when they come out of the Gurukula after convocation, that's also under samskara, we call it a Samavartana Samskara. Once they are out of the Gurukula, they are definitely, they can earn their bread and butter, number one. They follow the skill what they like. So there is 100% job satisfaction and their life is also taken care of. Third one, they become useful citizens of the world. These three things will be assured once they come out of Gurukula. This is very important. So we have to keep these 3 points in the mind when you are discussing about this Gurukula system of education. Today, there are many institutions which have the board as Gurukula. Yes, we do have. But though they have Gurukula on the board, while practicing, they are not following the methods of Gurukula as prescribed in the Vedas. So it is very careful. Just the name is Gurukula is not of use. Whether you call it Gurukula or Jivana Shikshana or anything, you call it by any name. But what is to be practiced is to be based on the Vedas. So, okay, I was discussing about this Upanayana Samskara. So, the first thing what they do is, they put on what is known as the sacred thread, as it is called, or Genevu in some places. And of course, this system is there in Parsis also. They call it by a different name. And they actually wear Yajnopavitam. And many other places, though they don't wear anything on the body like this Upanayana, this Genevu or Yajnopavitam, they got their own methods of initiating them into learning. That's okay. We are not discussing other things but the Vedas. Zusti is what is there in Parsi. In Parsi language, they call it Zusti. That's this Yajnopavitam. Now, very important thing is, it's not just wearing. We have to understand why we are wearing it, what it reminds us, and what to learn in the Gurukula. Only then wearing it has got some meaning. Otherwise, it's good as any thread. You can throw it anytime, anywhere. It makes no difference. So, this Yajnopavitam has got 3 threads. 3 threads in it. All the 3 together, knotted together, is what is called as an Yajnopavitam. So, what is the significance is 3. In many Veda mantras, they refer to this as Trivrit. Trivrit means 3 strands, 3 threads. Now, what is it that it means, what it reminds? So, to remember certain things, this is a indication. It's an indication. It works as a reminder. Now, one thing I was discussing in the last to previous session, that these 3 threads refer to the 3 ranas, the 3 debts that we have to clear during your life. These dates are for everyone, irrespective of caste, creed, race, nationality, gender. Caste for everyone. It's there on everyone's shoulder. It's same to all. So that's what Veda says. Samani yokte sahavo yunajmi. So that's what Veda says. The same common yoke I have told you all, so that you can discharge your duties. It's a must for all. No discriminations for all. So what are these three debts? One we call it as Deva Runa. So it indebted to God. So the question whether God exists or not is a separate issue. We can discuss it separately. God is there. Okay, those who are atheists can just assume, okay, it is there. That's all. You may have your own question mark. No problem about it. We discuss about it separately later. That's also very important because children at one time or the other ask us about this. Is God there? How is he there? Where is he there? What is his shape? What is his form, etc., etc. What are his duties? Why he is there? Why we should believe? So many questions will come. Children will ask us. We should be in a position to answer their questions. So we shall discuss about it a later date. We shall first assume that God is there. And he is everywhere and he is formless. That will be sufficient for the time. He is formless. No form is there. Whatever form we are given to God, in the form of idol or painting or drawing or photo, it's all fictitious. It is an artist's imagination. God is not in that form. God is formless. Now, we are indebted to God because we are provided with so many amenities for our life. Starting from for support earth, for breathing air, for drinking water, and for sustenance, all the vegetation, bearing fruits, nuts, grains, so many things are there. Did I prepare it? Did I initiate the growth of it? No, it is there. I found out and using it. And who created it? Nature. Nature is inert. It can't do things on its own. Somebody must set up a system. Then only we get things done by the nature. We can use nature. Who is that who has done it? Okay, that's God. That's the final answer what I got. But one thing is certain, we are all indebted to that God or nature, whatever you call. Because a lot of things are given to us, gifted to us. See, that's the important thing. So we have been receiving the gifts from moment one to moment last. LAST. Are indebted. Should I not repay for all the favors received? Maybe by nature, okay, we take it. We are indebted, we have to repay. So one thread of this Yajnopavita reminds us about our indebtedness to God, indebtedness to nature. Because you are provided with all the things necessary for us, for our sustenance. Imagine if air is not there, what will happen? If sun is not there, if water is not there, if earth is not there, or if earth is not stable, it's a problem. It's a problem. You can understand the enormity of the problem. So we're indebted. Once we have received things, we are supposed to compensate it by clearing our debt. It's our duty. Because if you don't do that, the system will just collapse. Everybody will take the debt, nobody repays. You don't have that problem here. Being foolish. We're all foolish. Many people do that. They take loans, they take debts from different sources, but never pay it back. So it reflected in all such institutions. And we call it NPA, non-performing asset. This is a very enormous, huge problem. So the system of paying back our debts has to be practiced by every one of us strictly. It reminds about that. You're indebted, whatever you are indebted, you please pay back. Though, irrespective, though they don't demand it. Nature will not come to your doors and ask you, I've given you so many things, what are you giving me? I will give a bill. If you don't give it, I'll cut off all these facilities. No. But we should, for the sake of running of the whole system, be ready to, you have to volunteer to clear the debt. It's very important. That is Deva Runa. So how to repay it back? That also is given. If you protect it, if you maintain it, if you maintain the purity of it, that's enough. We have cleared our debt. And pass it on to the next generation, posterity. They also need the same thing. They also need the same basic things. So I have to keep this pure and pass it on. If possible, I have to enrich it and pass it on to the next generation. That's very important. This is the clearing of Devaruna. The first thread reminds us of this. What about the second thread? It is known as Pitruna. Pitruna, we are indebted to our parents. Whatever be our relation with them, we cannot forget that they are the cause for our birth. The soul in us wants some tool. That tool is in the form of Sharira Indriya Manas. So the Sharira Indriya Manas of ours is a boon given by our parents. I have given it. So when we are indebted to our parents, because they have given us the Sharira Indriya Manas, we have to pay it back. Many parents will not ask. Some parents say, I have given birth to you, I brought you up, and you are neglecting me today. You have to give me my shelter. You have to give me my service. Whether they ask or not, we have to be conscious of the gift what we have received from our parents. Irrespective of the difference of opinion, we have to pay back that debt. How to do it? Many people say, once they are dead, you perform all the post-mortem rituals, and that's the way to pay back. You have to do your Shraddha, you have to do your Tarpana, you have to do your Tithi, so many things, so many things. But Vedas say very clearly, do nothing after the death of anybody. Look after them, serve them, help them. When they are living, underline, in their living, that is the way we have to clear the debt. Nothing is to be done after their death. Because once they're dead, the whole relationship between them and us is severed, cut. And what's the use? How can you communicate with them? How can you pass on the facilities to them? It's all just fictitious. It's not true. While living, you serve them, you take care of them, you help them, and that is a real method of clearing their debt. That's known as Pitruna. Now, when I say Pitruna, it need not be our very parents. Not necessarily. Anybody who has taken care of us during our infancy and childhood, they're all our Pitrus. Maybe you don't have a father or a mother, or only father, only mother. But there are many people, our aunt, uncle, etc. There are so many people. They also have taken care of us. Maybe some of our relatives, doesn't matter. Anyone who has nourished us, taken care of us during our infancy and childhood, they are all our Pitrus. You serve them, you serve them. And it happens in our life. Generally, when you are young, we need somebody's attention. That's during infancy and childhood. Similarly, we want somebody's help when you are old also. If you maintain our health good and be strong even at an old age, that's excellent. But otherwise, we need somebody to take care of us. We can't earn. They have to earn and get us all what we need. At that point of time, we help them, provide them what they want. They have done the same thing to you. So if you do the same thing to them, then it is known as repaying their debt, clearing their debt. After death, nothing is to be done. Vedas are clear about that. Puranas tell us that we do so many post-mortem rituals, rites, etc., etc. But Vedas never sanction it. And what's the third thread? The third thread is known as Acharya Runa. We came to this world with lot of innocence and ignorance. We never knew anything. Our teachers, they gave us all their knowledge and all their experience without charging. You have to underline that. Because we feel that, okay, they charge you, paid out their fees and other things, so that is over. But such teachers are money-minded. They are not interested in transferring the knowledge to the future generation. They should be serious about it and they should give it free of cost. And they are not taking any fees. And how to clear their debt? Of course, the same situation was faced by me. No teacher of mine took any fees from me. But they gave lot and lots of knowledge and experience to me. I was worried. How to clear this Acharya Runa? Then I asked my teachers, sir, you have done so much thing to me. You have built my personality and character. All your words are a beautiful guide for me in the life. But you are not charging anything. How to clear your debt? I'm burdened with your debt. They said in very simple words, whatever you have learned from us, share it to the next generation free of cost, and our fees is paid. So wonderful, so generous. So that's what I'm doing even today. Whatever knowledge, whatever experience I have, I share with you all without any expectation. If it results in something good for you, I'm happy. Not only that, whatever knowledge and experience you are getting, you have to transfer it to other people and the posterity without any expectation. That's my Guru Dakshina. This is what I learned from my teachers. With reference to parents, Pitruna, you have to serve them only, not by proxy, not by paying a maid or a servant. No. We only with our own hands, with love, we have to clear it. As far as the Acharya is concerned, you should not pay to the Acharya, but you should carry on the things to the posterity. You see the difference between the two. So all these three runas, I'll clear, I'll become debt-free. This is reminded by the three threads of your Yajnopavitam. Deva Runa, Pitruna, Acharya Runa. These are the three strings which represent three debts. And clearing of it, the method is also prescribed. If every person understands this, male or female, any caste, any nationality, anything, just imagine how the world will be. One simple picture I will give, there will be no old age homes. There will be no orphanages. See, what a wonderful life we have got. In every house, we take care of our parents. The house itself, the home itself, will be converted into old age home, orphanage. That is only when we lead a joint life. Joint life. Yes. There's no need for XYZ to take care of them. We generously take care of them, love them, and see that all their comforts are taken care of. It's a wonderful life. It's a wonderful society. Today, what they have done is they have got orphanages, they have got abhala ashramas, they have got anath ashramas, so many trusts for them. and somebody will take care of them. Actually, the parents will be happy when their own children take care of them. But it's the other way now. That is not the Vedic vision. The Vedic vision is every home must be capable of doing all those things. They will be less burdensome. If you have an old age home, there will be a lot of people who are old. They want resort there. But say home, hardly will have 2 or 4 people. That's enough. The society will run the show. This is what we should have. And another set of 3 things are there. This we call it as Shuddhitraya. Shuddhitraya. The trio of purity. What does it mean? Unless we are pure, we cannot have a happy life. If I myself am impure, I don't deserve to be happy. See, that's the basic thing. So I have to achieve this purity at 3 levels. That's why 3 stands are there. How do you understand this? The first stand stands for the purity of thought. That's the basic thing. When thoughts are pure, I talk pure, I do pure. If thoughts are not pure, I talk some nonsense and do some very nonsense thing. See? So the basic thing is purity of thought. So that purity of thought is a must for everyone in their life to be happy, comfortable, peaceful. So how do you define this purity of thought? Your thought is pure for you, my thought is pure for me. It's subjective, highly subjective. But I made it objective. That's the Vedic thought. It says, purity of thought is thinking about the greater good of greater number. Being non-selfish. I have to wish for the goodness of all. Greatest good of greatest number. That is real purity of thought. Being jealous, being angry, being infatuous. These are all the impurities that are in our thoughts. We have to remove them. We have to identify and remove them. Only then our thoughts will be very good, pure. We can create a better society for our living. And it contributes to our happiness and peace. This is one what I understand. So this purity of thought is one that we have to achieve. Then the second purity is purity of thought. That's the next second one is after purity of thought is purity of words. We should talk well with others. We have to communicate with others well. Without emotions. Just with love. I have to like every being. My talk should not disturb either me nor others. That's what is said in Gita. Anudvega karam vakyam. It should not disturb the listener or the one who talks. That's the right way of talking. Satyam priyahitam chet. Satya, we have to speak only truth. Speaking untruth, gossiping is troublesome. The one who speaks and others who listen. I have to talk truth only. Priyam, pleasing. Sometimes truth is not so sweet to hear. It's bitter. Truth is bitter. It's all right. It's all right. We have to speak truth. We have to make it as sweet as possible. One English idiom is there. They say, I'm angry with somebody. I have to tell them, go to hell. It's bitter only to tell the person, go to hell. But even that we have to mollify, we have to make it smooth and tell them in such a way that if you go to hell, In the next vacation, they should plan to go to hell. In such a beautiful way, I have to tell them. Priyam. Hitam, it should be beneficial, the speaker and the listener. Then mitam is also there. Mitam is brevity. Talk only that much is necessary, not beyond that. Don't go on talking and talking and talking. And it's not talking, it's called chatterbox. No. We are not supposed to speak continuously, non-stop, and bore them. No. Minimum, as much as required, we talk and keep quiet. All these principles are to be followed. Not only that, the talk what to make, it has to be based on our knowledge and experience and study. Swadhyaya bhyasanam chaiva. That's what Gita says. Swadhyaya, we should learn and talk. Our talk must be loaded with knowledge and experience. It's not loaded with knowledge and experience. It's a wasteful talk. No use, either to the speaker or the listener. Only then it is called as Vangmaya tapas. That's what it says in Gita. The same thing is said in Vedas also. Of course, this Gita mantra, Gita shloka, has taken the idea from Vedas. Vedas says, Saktumiva titavuna pananta yatra dhira vachamakrata. Manasa vachamakrata. What it says? The first the thought comes to the mind. Then I have to talk. Before what I get the thought and make it verbal, I have to see that it is sieved. Sieve, whatever flour we are using for our roti or some such thing. We sieve it, we don't use it as it is. Why we sieve it? All the dirt will be removed. All unwanted things will be removed. That is the purpose of sieving. You have to sieve and talk. And that sieve also is not one. Satyam, Priyam, Hitam, Mitam. Everything is there. We have got 4 levels where I have to sieve it. Saktum is the floor. Titavu is that sieve. See, how wonderful, what wonderful guidance we have got. If you practice this, Sakhya nijayate, the friendship between us, the friendship between each other will improve, increase. That bondage will become strong. Otherwise, I talk nonsense and definitely you say, okay, it's enough. Let us not talk to him because he goes on speaking nonsense things. We don't appreciate it. But we should talk in such a way that our talk should be welcomed. Our talk should be appreciated. Our talk should be supported by our action. That's the thing what it says. So all the wealth, all the peace, all the happiness, Lakshmi nihita dhivachi. In such talk only is all our wealth, all our friendship, all our good relationship. This is what it says. This should be our talk. So that is known as Vak Shuddhi. First one is Mano Shuddhi. Second one is Vak Shuddhi. And the third stands for Kaya Shuddhi. It's not enough if we think well, it's not enough if we talk well, but at the same time we have to practice well. The same thing, what you have thought and what you have talked. That's what it says, a phrase in English. You have to walk our talk, walk your talk. So all these things, all these 3 Shuddhis, Mano Shuddhi, Vak Shuddhi, Kaya Shuddhi should be achieved for whose sake we are doing. It's for our own good. It's for our own creation of a good society we have to do it. Before that we got family. Self, family, and the good of the whole society will be taken care of. When everybody practices this. So Shuddhi. So complementary to this, we have got another triplets. That's known as sadhana shuddhi. We have to achieve. Unless we achieve this in our life, it will not be beneficial to us. What is it then? What is that? It is jnana, karma, upasana. These three things have to be achieved. Jnana, karma, upasana. Switch hacken. Yen late bartila. Shall not do switch.
ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ.
Human beings, though they are animals, they are the highest level of animals. So we can divide this whole group into two: animals, humans. So what is the difference between animals and humans? You have to think about it. Our children will ask, but answer them properly. We should know the answer. So what's the difference? Animals, they live just by their instincts. Food, fear, sleep, reproduction, over. That's an animal's life, a dog's life. Nothing beyond that. Whatever they do, whatever they practice in their life is always prompted by these things. Nidra, ahara, bhaya, maithuna. Maithuna is reproduction. But if we also practice the same four things, if we also lead our life prompted by these four instincts, we are no better than an animal. We are animals only. But you are not animals, you are human beings. So something extra dimension is there. What do we call it? We call it as knowledge. Knowledge is extra to us. The knowledge what other animals have got is a natural knowledge, instinctive knowledge. But we can expand the horizon of our knowledge and become more knowledgeable. What is the process? By questioning. A question, why is this? What is this? How is this? Where is this? Ask a lot of questions. And the answers we get will expand the horizon of our knowledge. This is speciality. This is a special feature. This is a special faculty for human beings. Jnana. So to achieve this. If you don't achieve jnana, if you don't get jnana in this life, we are human by form and animals by nature. Then what is the second thing? Mere jnana is of no use. I know the recipe for some eatable, let me say. Maybe bisivele bath, I know the recipe. What's the use? Is it equal to eating bisivele bath? Never. Even after knowing the recipe correctly, we should actually cook it, then only I can enjoy the bisivele bath. So what is jnana we have got? We should always apply it, we should always practice it. We should live according to that, and that is known as karma, action. We should be active. We should be performing good action based on jnana. Jnana is the basement. Beyond that, we have to practice it, and that becomes karma. So when jnana and karma go together, mostly we will be successful. Then what happens? We become egoistic, become arrogant. I know this, I have done this, like this. That's harmful to us only again. So the third one they have said upasana. Jnana, karma, upasana. Upasana is surrendering everything what we have got to the Almighty. It's God's grace. I got this knowledge. It's God's grace has helped you to practice it. Thank you, oh God. It's all to you. This is what we call as samarpana, aradhana, surrendering, upasana. Called by any name. Concept is the same. So these three are required to keep our ego, keep our arrogance under check. That is the sadhana what we have to make. Jnana, Karma, Upasana, Sadhana, Traya. So if you achieve these three, yes, our life will be very beautiful. As a knowledge, we are able to put it into practice, and finally we are not arrogant, we are humble. Jnana, Karma, Upasana. So these three triplets, whatever I got, Runatraya, Shuddhitraya, and Sadhanatraya, is reminded to us by the sacred thread. Reminded. He says you achieve these three, practice these three, you are also happy and it can make others also happy. It's reminded. Now imagine, when we teach this and the detailed process of it, what we call as DPR in present day parlance, detailed project report. So this is the project. The detailed project, it runs for nearly 8 to 10 years. When you teach to a child during their adolescence, that's the age, they enter Gurukula, adolescence. It will remain with them lifelong and they'll be happy lifelong. We're giving them a beautiful foundation for leading a wonderful life. This is the result what we should get at the end of the Gurukula system, or Jivana Shikshana. This is what we should get. First is for us, then we pass it on to our children. We give them this knowledge. And for that sake, we put them this Genevu or a Yajnopavita and say this stands for this, you have to achieve this is a goal. And you may forget, but because it's on your body, you can always remind, you can always remember. That's the importance of Yajnopavita. We have attended so many Upanayanams, so many ceremonies where they perform the sacred that ceremony. But if I'm right, nowhere they had told about these things in detail. They do it mechanically. What's the use? The same thing is done mechanically. What's the use? It has to be done consciously. The information should be given to the adolescent, the young boy or girl, deliberately, in detail, with love. As they catch at least 10% of this, their life will be beautiful. They catch better than 10%, that's a wonderful thing. That's okay. But I'm telling the pessimistically, even they catch only 10% of it, they can lead a better life. They can become good citizens. They become good family members. See, wonderful things. It's all visualized in the Vedas. Now, none of this is taught in the present day system of education, I promise. None of this is practiced. We are just certificate oriented. We are only examination oriented. When we get the certificate marks card, we go begging for our jobs. I get some money, lead my life. That's all. No contribution to our happiness or peace of mind. It's just existing, survival. Is it sufficient? Just survival is sufficient? Definitely not. We got many people who are wealthy, who are rich, who are leading wonderful life, luxurious life. But internally they say, I'm not happy, I have lost something. It's not the one what I wanted something else. We have heard from such people. What is that they want? Even now, with all their wealth and luxury and other things, they roam here and there, searching things. They're not sure what they are searching. It's actually they're searching for happiness and bliss, peace of mind. That you don't get in any market, in any shanty, you don't get it. It has to be developed within you with knowledge, with experience. Such a very important, the crucial thing, the vital thing for human life, we miss it. But Jivana Shikshana or Gurukula thing, they concentrate precisely on that. They tell us the technique, the art and science of getting it and enjoying it. There's no replacement for it. There's no equivalent for it. Nothing can equal it. Nothing can buy it. You see, what a great loss we had. And if we send our children to this system of education, what a great loss our children are incurring. As parents, do we like it? As your parents, do we advocate it? Making the life of our children wretched? No, no. We want to be more happy than us. We want to be more healthy than us. We want to be more intelligent than us. But unfortunately, we are not following that path at all. You see, essence of this Upanayana Samskara. There are many more things. We'll discuss it later. I'll stop here. Now, if you got any question about what I've discussed so far, you're welcome. It's open to you.
Sir, Gangadhar here. I have one request to you. Before you open it for the questions for the question session, can you also please tell them how you Upanayana? If it is if the responsibility is given to you or to your family, sir. After that, can you open it for questions?
So in my case, when I was given that Upanayana Samskaram, our parents did not know well about it. And the Purohit, the Shastriji, was there to perform that. He was very orthodox and traditional. I got nothing. Later studied and got it. Once I got that information, so far I conducted a lot of Upanayanam Samskaras. I conducted Upanayana Samskara for girls, actually 4 to 5 dozens. Even that Samuhika Upanayanam, many people getting the Samuhika Upanayanam at the same time. I have done it. I have given this Upanayana Samskara to the present day, what they call it as SC, ST, Shudra, the present day system. That's not true. To them also I have given. To married people also I have given this Upanayana Samskara. Because of this Upanayana Samskaram is actually for adolescents, that's right. But they said, sir, we did not learn anything. It was just a mockery of Upanayanam. I didn't understand anything. Can you repeat it again? Now I'm married, I got children. I said, okay. When you are interested in getting knowledge, it's open for you. You did not get the proper time, fine, better late than never. You can do it. I have done Upanayana for many married people also. And those who participated in that and taken them seriously, they're really taking a lot of, they're enjoying their life quite good. And in our house, we have all undergone this Upanayana Samskaram. For girls, it was my daughter who was first to get the Upanayana Samskaram. Even now, if anybody who are listening to this or interested to understand in detail many more things about Upanayanam, yes, it can be arranged. We can make a Samuhika Upanayanam. In the same way, I'll go on lecturing and telling the mantras and explaining it. And whatever actions you have to do, that also I'll explain. And you can all get that Upanayana Samskaram. Mainly your own children who are in that adolescent period. Yes, it can be done. Anyhow, what you want our society is to become knowledgeable, dependable, honest, transparent, and become good citizens of the family and society. Now we can adjourn to question and answer. Is that okay, Gangadhar, or you want some more things?
Also, sir, if you can tell how many hours it takes.
Generally, it will take 2.5 to 3 hours continuously. And maybe in the present day prices, you may need hardly 2,000 to 3,000. Hardly 2,000 or less than that.
All right, sir. And if you can share your number so people can directly contact you.
94488 42474. 94488 42474. If more number of people are there, make it a common celebration. That's all.
Sure, sir. Thank you very much. Now we'll open the floor for questions.
Acharya, can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Nikhil.
Yeah, namaste Acharya. We spoke morning as well as
Right, afternoon.
Yeah, and it's a very pleasant coincidence that we were speaking about the same topic, about the current education system and how the students are kind of roaming blindly, in this system. So I want to start with my personal question.
Please.
Can modern education system and the Vedic Gurukula system go together?
Never. Never. It's like this. In Vedic system, in the Gurukula system, in the Jivana Shikshana system, we wind it, and that modern education just unwinds it. What's the use? You wind and unwind, you wind and unwind. The net result is zero. You will be where you are. We have to discard, we have to abandon the modern system of education. In English, it is a lock, stock, and barrel. A to Z, we have to discard it and go for this Jivana Shikshana. At least we get some benefit. It can't go together. They're opposites. They're opposites. Either you can set your instrument for hot air, or you can set it for cold air. Hot and cold air you can't get it. Either you'll get hot or you'll get cold. It's your decision. It's your decision. You're free to take the decision. The modern education will not help you in any way. You want a proof for that? What is A plus B whole square? Anybody? What is A plus B whole square?
A square plus B square plus 2AB.
Yes, you learned it in your high school. Since then, you are carrying this formula in your mind. How many times you have applied it and used it? Tell me honestly. Except in the exam.
Very few times.
Never.
I've never
Never used except in the exam.
Yeah, that's.
So we're carrying some burden in our mind unnecessarily, uselessly. That's what the modern education gives us. Leave it, forget it, throw it. The sky will not fall in our head. I assure you. No danger will happen to you. You are not taking any risk. You teach your children how to live with others peacefully. That's a better education. So they cannot coexist. If a person is seriously interested in a particular subject, let them learn. A plus B whole square is equal to A square plus 2AB plus B square. Let them learn. Because upon it, they will develop their knowledge and become experts in algebra, arithmetic, physics, so many things. It's okay for them. But it cannot be a lesson for every one of us because we have never used it except when once the examination is over, examination, the marks card has come, over. That's the end of our relationship with A plus B whole square. If I'm wrong, you can correct me. No, they can't coexist. It is like this. Either you will have or you will not have. That's all. You cannot have and have not together and make a patch with them. No.
Can I ask this next question? Or if the first one is done?
Done. Done. It's okay for you, Mr. Nikhil. Either a person will live or a person will die. That's all. He cannot live and die at the same time. It's like this.
Yeah, thank you, Acharya.
Namaste. My question to you is regarding, I wanted to know the difference between Akshara, Bhasa and Upanayanam.
No, Akshara Bhasa is not a must. There are many illiterate people who are leading wonderful lives. Akshara Bhasa or literacy is not equal to education. That's a mistake we are doing always. Akshara Bhasa is a specialized knowledge. It's necessary, you get it. Not necessary, forget about it. When I say Akshara Bhasa, some says Omkar, Sanskrit is okay. Some say, no, our mother tongue is Kannada, we'll have Akshara Bhasa in Kannada. Somebody say, no, we are Tamil. We want it in Tamil. Again, we start fighting. But when I say education, the real way of living, the art and science of living is common for all, irrespective of your language, irrespective of your nationality. Akshara Bhyasa is not a samskara prescribed in Vedas. They are not particular about our literacy. They are particular about our knowledge to lead a better life.
So is first Akshara Abhyasa done or Upanayana done first?
Upanayana is at the age of 8 or 9. Akshara Abhyasa, if required, it's needed, you can do it at any time. Generally, to be done at a very younger age. But don't insist on that Akshara Bhyasa and torture your children. That one I can say definitely. Don't torture them. If you want to learn, let them learn. If they are not interested, leave it. Nothing will happen. World is not running because of literacy. World is running because of proper education. And literacy is different from education. Education is human values, skills. If required, okay. For the sake of their skill and other things, they will learn any language, anywhere.
I think in politics, there was one person called Kamraj in Tamil Nadu. He was illiterate. But he reached to the level of the president of Congress, as well as the people who are visually impaired. They have also come up to great in their life.
And of course, I have given this example. It's better I repeat it again, because such questions keep on coming again and again. What is that? There was one great tabla player known as Tirkwa. He is contemporary of Allah Rakha Khan, a tabla artist. Allah Rakha Khan is the father of Zakir Hussain. You know Zakir Hussain, tabla player. Wah Taj. He is Zakir Hussain. His father is Allah Rakha. His contemporary is Tirkwa. Once Tirkwa went to an All India radio program and they got a practice. After the program, they give some honorarium. So they called Mr. Tirkwa and said, you please sign here. We will give some honorarium in the form of some check or something like that. He said, sorry, I can't write. I can't sign even my name. He gave me a stamp pad. I'll put my left thumb impression. LTA. So the duty officer who was there, he laughed as though he insulted this Tirkwa and gave the stamp pad. He put his left thumb impression on the acknowledgement on the receipt and took his remuneration. That's okay. Then at the end of it, he asked him, oh, Mr. Duty Officer, what is your qualification? You are literate, wonderful, well-read. What is your qualification? He said, I am ME in this, ME in that, 2 MEs. Then he asked Sirga a simple question. Are you the only one who has done this double MA? No. There are many people who have done this double MA. That's what the duty officer came out with. And Tirkwa said, in simple words, there are many people who have the same qualification as you have. But I'm the only one in the whole world who can play tabla like this. I was ashamed. I understood the real truth. I understood the real requirement. What he needs is a skill, peculiar, unique skill, not common certificates, not literacy. Literacy did not give him that skill to play tabla. It was required for that officer has to work there as a subordinate. He's the king. Tirkwa is the king. There's no one who can play tabla like him and teach him this how to play tabla. Nobody. He has to teach others. But is illiterate. How does it matter? So this is a very small example which I have given. There are many such people. For the present day context, they are illiterate and uneducated. But in the real sense, they may be illiterate, but are very highly educated. You want another story? I will give you. One family went for a picnic. They had been to the natural sceneries, forest, some resort, and some hill station or some falls, waterfalls. When they went there, they saw one peculiar nest in some of the trees. It was a nest of what we call as gijega. What do you say for that? The weaver bird. The weaver bird. So there is a beautiful nest, wonderful nest. If you have seen the weaver's nest, weaver bird's nest is wonderful, so beautiful. So they were so attracted towards it. But they are not able to get onto the tree and pluck it. Then there was a local boy. They called him, come on here. Can you get us that? He said, no. No, you need not worry. I will pay for you. Some 10 or 15 rupees, you get it. He said, no. Then this person thought, maybe 10 or 15, what I have offered is less. Okay, I will give you 100 rupees, get it. He said, no. You're surprised? How avaricious he is, how greedy he is, just to get on the tree and pluck that one. When I said I will give you 100 rupees, he is not happy. Okay, don't tell you 200, please get one. And he said, no, it's not for money, I'm telling. Even if you pay me any number of rupees, I'm not going to do it. Why? They were amazed. Then he said, anyhow, you take the nest and take it and put it in your house. But when the mother, the parents, the weaver bird, when they come here, they miss their house. They can't put their egg. They can't rear their children. Now, how much they suffer, how much they cry, how much they search, you will not know because you are going back to your town. But I'm the person who is living here and observing it. It's very pitisome. I can't tolerate it. So I'm not going to disturb the system. I'm not going to plug that nest and give it to you. And he said, don't do it again. Don't disturb nature. See? Now, who is educated, you tell me? A person who asked for the net or the one who rejected to give the nest? Who is educated? Of course, this boy is illiterate. That fellow is literate. Now you'll understand what the difference between literacy and education. There are so many examples like this. Don't club the two. Education is different, literacy is different. Literary Akshara Bhasa is not a must, but education is a must. So that's the answer for you, Smita Hagedeji.
Can I? Namaskar, Acharya.
Keli.
What is your plans for a true skill education?
Yaar maatartirodu?
Chandrasekhara. Namaskara.
Heli.
True skill education. What does that mean as per your concept?
Very simple. Whatever they like, they will learn. We are not insisting anything.
You mean on a livelihood purpose or what? I would like to know.
Now, is it your livelihood important, priority, or is it good life and happy life you are interested in?
Both.
No, both. You can't have both. You cannot travel in two boats.
Both are necessary, sir.
Now, there is one small thing to understand. If you want to live, earn, and get your bread and butter, you will get it, but you will have no job satisfaction. But you're skilled and have job satisfaction, it will automatically take care of your bread and butter side. Now your plan, what is required? Here you will have only bread and butter, no satisfaction. Here, if you concentrate on satisfaction, your bread and butter will also be taken care of. That's a true education. That's a true skill.
Yes, sir. I would like to participate in a workshop and like to know more about it. I'll definitely participate. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. I know you. I'll give the information to you.
Thank you, sir. I'll meet you shortly. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Acharya, I have another question.
Heli Nikhil.
The modern education system, as per my experience and as per my research, it is based on competition. I mean, there is no value for individual talents. There is no value for individual powers or individual skills. It's only about how better or how efficiently you can by heart or mug up the syllabus that is given to you, and how efficiently you can omit it in the exam paper.
Right, you use the right word.
Yeah. This is the basis of the modern education system. That's just, competition. How better you can do it, better than the person who is sitting next to you. So what is the basis of Upanayana? Is it based on the Gurukula system? Is it based on competition, or is it based on the...
This Jivana Shikshana is two-tier, at two levels. One basic level is putting all the human values into their life. First thing is we have to make them human beings. But you all such information, all that knowledge required to lead a humane life, an honest life, a transparent life, a useful life, a service life. That's tier number one. Upon that, every student has got their own freedom to choose their field of skill. Maybe I like agriculture, do it. Maybe I like poetry, do it. Maybe I like business, do it.
Okay.
So they can take up any profession they want, where they'll be satisfied, happy. Job satisfaction will be there. Any profession, doesn't matter. But how they practice that profession, the earlier level will take place, will command it, the values. So whatever skill they get, whatever knowledge they get for their livelihood, it's all based on values. So that's the first tier. This is second tier.
Right. Sir, Acharya, I think the first tier is missing in the modern education system.
Yes, that's what I said. Even the second tier is also not assured. Yes, you get some skill, you have to go begging. It's not that you can practice the skill on your own, become an entrepreneur and contribute to society. There's no possibility. I'm an engineer. I search for a job. Why? If you're really an engineer, a master degree holder, you should be able to fend over yourself, give job to others. No, I don't have that confidence. Somebody has to give me the job, pay me monthly, then I'll be happy. So my goal is not to get the skill, but to get that knowledge which will pay me and make me live a luxurious life.
Agreed.
Namaskara, sir. Nanu Padma.
Heli.
Sir, I wanted to know, as parents, what do we do? Where do we start to ensure that our children are getting educated?
Now, to be honest, we don't have such a Gurukula today. So we parents only have to learn the skill of, the art of, the science of Jivana Shikshana and impart education to our own children at home. So whatever you want for that, whatever, the main thing is our children will ask thousands of questions. We're at loss. We cannot answer all their questions. So first you clear your own doubts regarding the questions what they ask, questions what we have. Once you are thorough with the answers of all those questions, we can always give the answers to our children in a satisfying, convincing way. They'll be very happy. Whenever they have a question, they'll run to you and ask for an answer. That way, the relationship between you and your children will be bound very strongly. That's enough. Then after one certain stage, you tell them, just asking questions and getting answers is not sufficient. It has to be put into practice. For a livelihood, you have to take some skill. Whatever skill you like, you do it. I want to dance, dance. I want to sing, sing. I want to draw. I want to be a sculptor, do it. I want to be a carpenter, do it. Give them a lot of freedom, help them the way they want. Then they'll become very skilled. They've already given the values. A skilled person having values is a boon to the society. There, the responsibility of the parents is very much. Is it okay, Padma madam?
Yes, sir.
Padma Santosh, right?
Yes.
Sharmaji, even I think the movie Three Idiots, in one way, it tells how you have to look at your children.
I'll suggest 2 more films.
Yeah.
Better than this Three Idiots.
Correct.
That is, I Am Kalam.
I Am Kalam.
Yes, it's available on YouTube. I Am Kalam. Another picture is Zero. 2 boys in this picture and that picture. They are the heroes. But they shows the way how they should be educated. They show us. Of course, the story writer and the director are responsible, but they are good pictures. I Am Kalam, 1 picture, second picture, Zero. ZDRO, that Zero later becomes the hero. How the transformation takes place is given in the picture wonderfully well. You can see that, it's worth seeing. And of course, the third picture, what I suggest is this picture of Amir Khan in a movie. Tare Zameen Par.
Tare Zameen Par. Correct.
That you can, but this I Am Kalam and Hero or Zero are better than this Tare Zameen Par. But of course, they all speak about so many values required for life, which you are not getting in the present education. Why we have got our own Prime Minister as a great example live? As a chai wala, today is the Prime Minister of India. How he grew being a chai wala to Prime Minister. It's a wonderful development, wonderful growth. There are a lot of things, And the whole process, it is summarized in Vedas. Many Vedic mantras will tell us how to achieve it. Only thing is to understand the mantra rightly and implement it rightly and work for it. It won't happen automatically. Overnight, it won't.
Sharmaji, I have just only one question.
Please.
You said, purity of thought. See, thoughts are not in our control. It keeps on.
No, thoughts are very much under our control.
How?
The situation around us is not our control. That's right.
So then how do we control
circumstances
the
around us is not under our control. But our thoughts are definitely under our control. 100%.
So how do we control that?
Practice. It is said in Yoga Shastras, I have given the very method. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodhaha. Chitta vritti is the thoughts, what you are referring to. Controlling it, channelizing it is called yoga. How do you achieve that nirodha? Chitta vritti nirodhaha. Abhyasa vairagya bhyam tan nirodhaha. Abhyasa and vairagya. Abhyasa is practice. Vairagya is not getting attached to things which bring you down, which pulls your leg. Save your leg from that. That's vairagya. Concentrate exclusively on your goal. That makes you strong. Simple, very simple words again. We can go into details. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodhaha. And next one is Abhyasa Vairagya Bhyam Tan Nirodha. That's the formula there again. Abhyasa, practice. Okay, today I do it. I'm not successful. I fall down again. Doesn't matter. Try it again. Try and try and try until you win. This is a good saying. Life is like boxing. You know boxing. Life is like boxing. Once you fall down, You are not defeated. That's the rules of boxing. Once you fall down, you are not defeated. But you don't get up within a certain time, you are defeated. 1, 2, 3, 4, they count. The umpire counts. So within that time, you have to get up and fight again. You are not lost. You are not defeated. That is, life is like a boxing. We fall many times, all right. The circumstances are like that. Maybe we have got our own weaknesses. We fall down, that's right. But if you don't get up, you are defeated. Get up and work again and again and again until you are successful. Once you have reached your goal, what should I do? Have another goal and achieve it. It says very clearly, Vedas say, Shukrosi, Bhrajosi, Jyotirasi, Swarasi. Apnahi Shreyam Sam Atisamankarama. Once you have achieved your goal, set new goal. Fight for it, work for it. Strive for it. You are capable, Shukrosi. You are powerful. Maybe I am not as powerful as you, but still I am also powerful. Bhrajosi. You are luminous. Jyotirasi. You are the light. What is the light? It's not the physical light. It's the light of knowledge. Swarasi. You are the person who desires your peace and bliss. Once you have achieved your goal, don't stop there. Set another goal and work for it. It's a continuous search in your life. That's what Veda says. Do it. May not be successful on the very first day, second day, third day, fourth day, but one day you'll be definitely successful. You got my point, Joshi ji?
Yeah. It's a big exercise, never ending exercise, maybe.
Yes, please.
It's a big exercise, possibly it is never ending exercise.
Life is like that. Life is like that. If everything happens according to your imagination or the first day when you put our efforts, life would have been different. No, it's not. The whole life is ups and downs. The whole life is happiness and sorrow. But work and work and work and achieve. That's what is in other words called as sadhana. Be at the job. Be at the job. Don't leave it. Get up. If you fall down, get up and move again. You fall down again. Doesn't matter. Get up and move again. That's the inspiration. That's the motivation. What Vedas give. Many mantras are there like that. If you are educated with reference to Veda mantras, you can never fail.
Sharmaji, last question, hopefully. When normally the problem happens is when you sleep, you don't get sleep, and what do you think or what do you do at that time?
It's a burden. When you have burden, I don't get sleep.
I know, but I tried.
Relax.
Yeah, relaxing only, but don't get sleep. But what I have tried, to a certain extent, it is true. Just think from morning to evening, what all I did, whom I talked, what all I saw, and analyze myself in that.
That's one method.
That has helped me to a certain extent to come over that not getting sleep.
Then think of what good you can do to the world. The second part.
Yeah.
What happened is one part. You have analyzed.
Yeah.
And what is your role you have done? What good I can do for society?
Yeah.
How well I can work for the welfare of society? That's the other part. That will help you a lot. That's number one. The same problem is there with me also. What I generally do is, I go on recapturing the mantras what I studied. And why it is like that, what is the depth of it, what is the meaning of it. I don't know when I will get my sleep. You can also try that. Because every Veda mantra is loaded with a lot of meaning, jnana, karma and upasana. Can try that. I have been successful on that. I don't get sleep.
You have to read the book only. You have to read the book.
Read and then ponder over it. Mere reading is not okay.
Yeah.
To ponder over it.
Yeah, to ponder over that mantra, we have to read it first because we don't
Right.
Dhanyawad, Acharya.
Dhanyawad.
a moment light. I would like to share when I would not get sleep, I would take out an economics article and I would read, and immediately I would go to sleep.
That's right. Another
Okay,
thing I tell you, take any modern textbook of your children. You read, you don't know when you'll get your sleep because it's so dull and what do you call not interesting.
Yes. My last question to you. I'm sorry to take your time.
No problem.
This class is that. Do you take any class in this?
There's this one I will take. Sunday morning 11 o'clock I take. That's in Kannada. I don't know how you do follow Kannada or not. I don't know.
Yes, I follow Kannada.
Then you can attend that. I'll give you the link. SVX.
I will call you for that. I will
You
call.
just note down. You can just enter the class with this.
Okay, 1 second. I'm just writing it down.
It's a Google Meet.
Okay.
SVX.
SVX, V for victory.
Right. Dash OYBM.
OIBM.
OYY. Y is yellow.
Y. Okay.
OYBM dash TZY.
TZY. I will repeat. SVX OYBM TZY.
Right. Sunday 11 o'clock, 11 a.m.
Okay.
It will be only on Sundays.
So what is that? What do you? What is it you're teaching right now?
Not teaching. We are just discussing and trying to understand a Veda mantra.
Okay. Yeah, this is what I wanted to know.
Yes, Veda mantra we discuss, and the different dimensions of it we try to understand, and how it is practicable, how it is deep, and what is it? Sublime that we try to understand.
Okay.
Every Sunday 11 o'clock.
Okay.
That will be again like this: 1 hour, 1.5 hours, 2 hours. Okay, thank you all. Gangadharji, I think time is up. You can give the concluding remarks and we'll close it for the day.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thanks for inspiring us like you do every time. And I am always grateful to you that you come here and just light up the fire on the topic of education. I don't know how many times I've listened to the same lecture, but every time I hear a new perspective when you say that. And like I request to all the parents here, it's nice to see today we had more than 40 people attending. My only request to you is I have seen during this pandemic, I have at least spoken to 500 plus parents and one or the other way they wanted help from me. And I have seen that at least half of them, and I'm not exaggerating, are interested in collecting information so that they can take action one day. But we'll have to walk the talk. We'll have to take the leap of faith. And then people like Sharma ji, people like others whom I bring on the platform with tons of experience in providing quality education will automatically happen to your life. And that is what happened. 4 years ago, I quit my job. Now I don't have to ask for money. I just live for the society. And like Sharma ji says, when God has given a mouth, he will give food also. You have to believe. Okay, so and I'm experiencing that. So I request all of you also, please do not take his words as just another piece of information. Put it in your life. And
The
miracles.
rule is very simple. You go on giving whatever you have got. Physical things, material things for the deserving, of course, food and knowledge. You go on giving. Whatever you want, you will get it from another corner. You don't expect it from the same person who has received it. But you'll get your livelihood. Sure.
Thank you. Thank you for repeating that, sir. And thanks.
Thank you. It was very nice.
So with this, we will conclude the session today. People can leave now. Those of you who want to talk to me, understand what my WhatsApp groups does, how to join them, I'll be here for another 5 minutes. And after that, I'll conclude the session for everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಅದೇನೋ ಗಂಗಾಧರ್ ನೋಡು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾತಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಇವಾಗ ಎಲ್ರು ಇದು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಅದನ್ನ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್